broken law. Is there a chairman of the body running the persons living with disabilities issues? Is there a chairman in place 9 months down the line? If there is a chairman, then we could be lying. But if there is no chairman, law has been violated. Mr. Speaker, the people who were employed at HR department, one Kiriago and Imelda, there is a letter, an annexure in the motion, which shows that governor requested for them from somewhere, and we have not been provided by an advert of the positions when they came in, and there is no evidence that they attended any interview. Therefore, we say they were put there strategically to help him default the county government and the people of Nyamira their funds. I'm concluding that in this count of Nyamira, just a question, council, who is the driver? Is it you or me? The driver of this count is Honorable His Excellency Kimuni Nyaribo. And if the vehicle gets an accident in the form of Nyamira County, who has caused the accident? The driver. And when you have an institution, you take responsibility of the misconduct of your people. I rest my case, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Emmanuel Nyambega Gisese, Member of County Assembly for Rigoma Ward.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I raise just to respond or to comment on the issues by the council as well submitting the defense. I also see that there was a report which was shared on public participation, and this report, assuming that it's signed by Honorable Vincent Benecha, whom I believe is truthful, fair, and honest, as the chairperson of the Committee of Legal Affairs, the public participation report. Mr. Speaker, sir, in that report, which was sent to our email addresses, there are few issues which I intend to raise. On page number 11, if you compute a number in Borabu sub-county, a number of 97 questionnaires were filled. In Nyamira South, Mr. Speaker, a number of 129 questionnaires were filled. In Nyamira North, which is the home of His Excellency the Governor Amos Nyaribo, there was no questionnaire which was sent or filled according to the data. And then, Mr. Speaker, sir, you go to Manga, a total of 187 questionnaires were filled. You go to Masaba North, a total of 95 questionnaires were filled. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm raising to inquire why the disparity in that in one entire sub-county where the man who is being crucified today, there was no question which was sent there. Mr. Speaker, sir, lastly, in that report, the clerk notes, the clerk, office of the clerk, that's in page 12, says a total of 24 memorandums were received in support of the impeachment motion. Mr. Speaker, sir, while seated here, I've just received evidence from a group of people who submitted 51 memorandums in support of His Excellency the Governor, Amos Nyaribo. So I also want the office of the clerk that can also respond. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
What is your point of information about that,
Mr. Speaker, regarding the Nyamira North Sub-County, Mr. Speaker, and the public participation was supposed to be done in Ekerenya Ward, of which is the headquarters of the sub-county, Mr. Speaker. The said person, the accused person, hired goons from his home ward, and they invaded the premises, and it was chaotic, Mr. Speaker. And again, Mr. Speaker, well, the honorable member of this house saying he has received the evidence that there was some memorandum supporting the governor. He was receiving those evidence as who? Those memorandums as who? Why were they not surrendered to the relevant authorities, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, we don't need a drama. Let's move ahead. Put a question, we vote, we go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Emmanuel Nyambega Gisese.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I did not receive those evidence of those memorandum before now is that the members of the public who've seen the public participation report and they brought the memorandum to the office of the clerk. They've just notified me as a member, and you know, according to our standing orders, members of the public, they can only speak at the plenary through elected or nominated members. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The clerk will communicate all the same. Honorable George Abunga Morara, Member of County Assembly for Obichara Ward.
Honorable Speaker, I need to have direction from the chair. We were in the process of getting the response from the legal team representing our governor, and we had not started the issue of the debate of the motion after the presentation of the governor. Now, Speaker, I thought we should clear the response issues, the question that we should ask them for clarification, and then we move into debate and subsequent processes, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, but the Speaker already directed the same. The mover of the motion read the motion, and then His Excellency's team responded over the same, and the debate continues. So we're in the right track. Thank you. Honorable John Mbongi, Member of County Assembly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
For Bukira Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise even before we begin the debating. I think this is a house of fairness, as it should be. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, with your guidance through you, I also don't want to agree to the fact that we can claim an allegation without proof that His Excellency the Governor hired goons to go and interfere with the public participation. With all due respect, he also deserves protection from us as members of the County Assembly. Honorable Speaker, I rise to also challenge the public participation process that was done. If I look at the report, I think the Council was refrained from addressing issues that are not part of the motion. And if you look at the public participation, it was to be guided by this same House through its Chairman of Legal and Justice, Honorable Vincent Benecha. But looking at the report, how can we, for example, raise matters that are not in the motion as part of the reasons why the public feels the governor should be impeached? Honorable Speaker, if you look at that public participation report, on page 33, on page 13, sorry, there is a reason number 2 that majority of the respondents are in support of the motion. That is for the following reasons. Number 2, that the governor does not have academic credentials that are required by law. Honestly, how do we raise that in a public participation? And if you look at these reasons, there are reasons up to number 25. In fact, I've seen one that the governor directed a payment of 10 million to ex gratia to his account when he is not entitled. Then there is one that is also saying that in the financial year 2023, the Auditor General report and such stuff. Honorable Speaker, I really wish that if we were to give the public a right image of the impeachment, then we could tell them exactly what is in the motion of impeachment. So, Honorable Speaker, I really want to challenge that this public participation is not well guided, and whatever that the public was fed with is not what is in the motion paper. Because if we were to give them and tell them to restrict themselves to the motion, then some of these reasons would not be here. So to me, the public participation, in my own opinion, Honorable Speaker, with the right, with the freedom of opinion that I have, is that this public participation was coerced and given to the public members as already poisoned public participation material, so that they could see the evil. In fact, it is guided. So all this stuff, even if you are to capture, then we should capture what is in the motion. Honorable Speaker, I really feel that is an oversight.
Thank you. Honorable James Nyachaki Matinga, Member of County Assembly for Nyamira Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have a concern. I want the council to tell us, as representatives of the people, and the people are supposed to do oversight, do we wait until the matters they have mentioned that they are ongoing in court until our term is over? And then what are we oversighting? Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Little Majority Appel Mose, also Member of County Assembly for Magwawa Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir. I stand also to echo my statement, Honorable Speaker. And this Swahili saying, Ugara mwe lakini haki upe. The fact is, Honorable Speaker, when you talk about the institutional subsidy that Honorable His Excellency the Governor discriminated some of the students not to benefit from the bursaries or the scholarship if they don't hear from Nyamira. Honorable Speaker, I don't see any reason why we should execute or persecute the governor giving direction. The governor cannot, and I want to repeat this, cannot give somebody, a student coming from Kisii County, because Kisii County has the same with Kisii, Honorable Speaker. Even as other members, let us be very genuine. In this, let us be very categorical. Honorable Speaker, I know when honorable members were given the bursaries forms to go and to issue to the students, they were specific. They were even going further asking for identification to understand where these people come from, their jurisdiction. What is wrong? Do you want at least the people of Nyamira to lack the benefit they are entitled to give other words? That's unfair. It has reason beyond the box. Honorable Speaker, with the bursaries, I don't see any reason why we should just crucify the governor of giving directives that only the Nyamirians can be benefits. Direct benefits. The beneficiaries. Honorable members, we are not working besides our counties. We are only working in our county. And if you want maybe your friend or your relative to benefit from Kisii, from Homa Bay, do a plan and a money from there. Let them come and do that one. For the bursaries, purely belongs to the county. And we have to protect the resources that comes to the county. We cannot go beyond. You are the same people practicing this one. You are the same people who advise the governor that we are not going to give anybody money who is coming outside our area of jurisdiction. Do you expect the government to give monies to people outside the area of jurisdiction in Nyamira? It cannot happen. Each county has its own kitty. It has equitable share. We don't share with any county where equitable shares and our own resource revenue. Number two, Honorable Speaker, about the court orders. I've never seen any court contempt issued to our government. That is a court matter. If there is any court contempt, I think the government should be in jail by now. And if they say the government is free, I don't see any reason why we should talk about what is lying in court. About the salary payments fraud, I know, and all remember, you understand, we are not being paid in the county by the governor. The governor is not CEC PSM who was overpaid to be surcharged. So the governor was surcharged and we paid the money. It's very correct. And it's a Christian. You wanted not to be paid? You know, let us call a spade by now. Let us talk the fact that the payment that the governor received, repaid, was surcharged and repaid and has the paying slip. So we don't need at least to argue about the payment of overpayment of the salary that was repaid. And finally, employment. When we talk about employment, Honorable, I don't know. Why do we repeat the same thing all the time? And you know, I'm surprised, seeing this one happening today again. And I talked about this employment. You want to remember? Why do we repeat the matters that was discussed? We discussed this thing. We decided that the governor is not an employing body. I know, Honorable, that you speak about something like this. I don't know, it's misleading. There also the people protecting me. I know he has a grant. He has a beef with the governor. And I know this time, you know, there are those who are not the speaker being enticed that you need
limit yourself to
on the speaker. I know some other members here, they are enticed to get positions. Let me tell you, it's going nowhere. We know this one on the speaker.
restrict yourself to the motion on the
You
floor.
respect on the speaker. Allow me on to say this. I know on the speaker, there are those who are promised. Let me tell you, honorable members, be contented to be an honorable member. You are chosen to be an honorable member, not a deputy governor. Forget that one. Forget that one. This is a matter that we dispensed, and we don't want it to recur. Why bring the same document?
Honorable Apple, that's going against the law, misleading the House. Any content that is past 6 months can still reoccur even in the next near future, as long as you feel that you have enough meat for the same. Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Lamek Square.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. For sure, Mr. Speaker, and to be sincere, I'm a demoralized man. Mr. Speaker, the withdrawal of Honorable Joy Ogongi from the board, Mr. Speaker, it has made me to feel low, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a motion, even if Mr. Speaker, he has a right to support it or not, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let us not work on intimidation, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, let us not force people, Mr. Speaker, to send the governor home, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as somebody from North Mugirango, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is a verse, Mr. Speaker, where the people were asked between Paranaba and Jesus, Mr. Speaker. But Mr. Speaker, I'm worried, Mr. Speaker, that this House, it has chosen Paranabas instead of Jesus, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as somebody who is coming from North Mugirango, Mr. Speaker, I also see this as total witchcraft, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have given an elephant, Mr. Speaker. Why do they need a rabbit also, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, I was in support, Mr. Speaker, of this, Mr. Speaker. But, Mr. Speaker, I've reasoned the council very carefully, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, somehow, Mr. Speaker, I'm blaming myself, Mr. Speaker, and I'm also blaming the governor, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I'm in record, Mr. Speaker. I myself, Lamek Sikwaya Onyanja, MCA Itibo Ward. I didn't give anybody parcel outside Itibo Ward. Because, Mr. Speaker, the resources, when we are being given resources, we are given according to the people who fought in that ward, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, the issue of people with disability, Mr. Speaker, the council team, we passed that bill in this house. We passed that bill in this house, but we didn't give the timeline of the bill when the governor was to appoint that committee. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, as the majority leader said, Mugara muue na haki umupe, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have County Public Service Board, Mr. Speaker. And nothing, Mr. Speaker, limiting us as the Honorable House, Mr. Speaker, to call Mr. Kereri on these appointments, Mr. Speaker, he made, Mr. Speaker. We have the power to summon Mr. Kereri, but not the governor, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Kereri is the chair of the Public Service Board, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, nothing which is barring us, Mr. Speaker, to summon Mr. Kereri. Mr. Speaker, the issue of payroll, the governor is not an accounting officer anywhere, Mr. Speaker. There is no signature of Governor Amos Kimomi Nyaribo signing salaries of employees, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as we are conducting this, Mr. Speaker, it is good, Mr. Speaker, to do this exercise with a lot of fairness, where everybody is having a right, he or she is having a right to vote whenever he wants, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and this issue of honorable join, Mr. Speaker, I know, Mr. Speaker, you will deal with it, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you, honorable members. And allow me to put a question and move to the next stage. And now put to question that this honorable house approves the report on the removal of Honorable Amos Kimomi Nyaribo, the county governor of Nyamira County, from office by way of impeachment on the following grounds. 1. Gross violation of the Constitution of Kenya and other laws. 2. Abuse of office and gross misconduct. Will as many are of the similar opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many are of the contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The ayes have it. We will go to the ballot by roll call voting so that we can determine the nays and the ayes. Thank you, honorable members. Clerk, you proceed. And before that, our sergeant at arms, you can ring the bell as guided by standing order number 71. In the next 10 minutes, every honorable member who is outside should be in the floor and the chamber of the county assembly. After that, the door will be closed and no more movement will be allowed in or outside the county assembly. I so direct. Honorable members, you remain seated unless you want to move out. We have rung the bell and honorable member who is outside should be in. And also, the Speaker was notified by Honorable Henry Ogwaya, Member of County Assembly for Gachiwa Ward, who delegated the powers to Honorable Chamis Nyachake Matinga to vote on his behalf. Thank you.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Every honorable member to remain seated. Confirm if all the honorable members are in the house. No honorable member will move out or come in. When the sergeant attempts, you will close that door. Ensure every honorable member is in the house. Clerk, you can take us through. And honorable members, you are allowed, as per to Standing Order number 71, Section 5, when called out, each member shall thereupon rise in his or her place and declare assent or dissent to the question in the following manner. I vote yes to support the impeachment of the Governor, His Excellency Nyamira, or I vote no to oppose the impeachment of His Excellency Nyamira, or you can choose I abstain, or use appropriate Kenyan sign language if you cannot add those and all those. Thank you, honorable members. Clerk, now it's your turn to take us through. Thank you.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
We proceed, Honorable Chanalumbongi. I already directed the clerk to proceed.
It's an interested point of order, Mr. Speaker. No. It is in regard to the voting. No. Proceed.
Honorable Clerk, you proceed.
Honorable Mabera Alfayo Geresa, member of Council Assembly, the Canadian Ward.
Press your mic on.
I, Alfayo Geresa Mabera, elected from Makerere Ward. I vote yes, supporting impeachment.
Honorable Alfayo Geresa votes yes. Proceed.
Honorable Ndubi Thaddeus Nyabaro, member of the Council Assembly of the Canadian Ward.
Mimi Thaddeus Nyabaro Momanyi napiga ndio.
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Abuga George Morara, member of the Council Assembly of Bokichora Ward.
I, George Murara Abuga, representing the ward of Obichora, vote yes.
Thank you. Honorable, proceed.
Honorable Keganda Charles Nyarango, member of Council Assembly of Bosamaro Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On my behalf and on behalf of the great people of Samaro, and if they could be here, they could have voted, but I'm voting on behalf of them. Honorable Speaker, I vote yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Masira Duke Oyagi, member of the Council Assembly of Township Ward.
I, Duke Oyagi Masira, member representing Township Ward, and for the sake of the roads and everything, Mr. Speaker, I vote yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Mose Abel Mokaya, member of the Council Assembly of Mawawa Ward.
I, Honorable Abel Mokaya Mose, representing the governor MCA, and the Mawawa people, I vote no.
Proceed.
Honorable Nyaribo Dennis Kebaso, member of the Council Assembly of Nyansongo Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I vote yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Nyachaki James Matinga, member of the Council Assembly of Somera Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of myself and on behalf of the people of Kemera, I vote yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Nyanduko Abigail Martini, special elect.
I, Abigail Martini, Nyanduko, I vote yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Nyakangi Jeria Kerubo, member of the Council Assembly, special elect.
Thank you, Speaker. My name is Honorable Nyakangi Jeria, special elect. I vote no.
Thank you. Proceed.
Honorable Nyameno Kenneth Atuti, member of the Council Assembly of Gesima Ward.
I, Honorable Nyamira, representing Gesima, with the interests of people of Gesima. Even now, I've been told I could not stay in Gesima if I don't vote yes. I vote yes for the impeachment.
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Nyangana Julius Obonyo, member of the Council Assembly, Bomagabumo Ward.
I, Julius Obonyo Nyakana, representing the people of Mumakamu, I vote yes.
Honorable Benecha Thomas Vincent, member of the Council Assembly of Kebon Ward.
Thomas Vincent Benecha, MCA Kiawanya Ward, the biggest ward in this county. On behalf of myself and my conscience, and on behalf of the people of Kiawanya Ward, I vote yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Gisesa Emmanuel Nyambega, member of the County Assembly, Rigoma Ward.
And Mr. Speaker, sir, I, Emmanuel Nyambega Gisesa, on behalf of the people of Rigoma Ward who've elected me, Mr. Speaker, I vote no against this impeachment.
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Mangare Josiah Obeki, member of the County Assembly of Waisise Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to start by correcting my name from the clerk. My name is Josiah Nyamira, not Mangare. I, Josiah Obegi Nyamira, from Waisise Ward, I vote yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Matwere Julius Kingomi, member of the County Assembly of Nyamatuta Ward.
Mr. Speaker, I, Julius Matwere, member representing the great people of Nyamatuta, and for the sake of development in that area, I vote yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Minda Ruben Riech, member of the County Assembly, Makombo Ward.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the great people of Magombo Ward, I vote yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Nyangau Joel Mbongi, member of the County Assembly, Bokera Ward.
I, Joel Mbongi, representing the people of Bokera, I vote no.
Thank you.
Honorable Boya Henry Nsinyo, member of the County Assembly, Gachuba Ward.
Honorable James Martin on behalf.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As per your communication, and the communication I got from Honorable Boya, and by the instructions I was given, Honorable Henry Boya told me to vote yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Geto Samuel, member of the County Assembly, Manga Ward.
Mr. Speaker, it is yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Sikwaya Lamed, member of the County Assembly, Tibo Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. On behalf of the people of the Tibo Ward, I conducted my public participation on Friday, Mr. Speaker, sir. They told me to vote no.
Next.
Honorable Abere Elijah Sabwe, member of the County Assembly, Special Elect.
Honorable Speaker, my name is Honorable Elijah Sawi Abere. On my own behalf and the appointing authority, that is United Progressive Alliance Party, and my party leader, I vote no.
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Abinga Josephine, member of the County Assembly, Special Elect.
I, Josephine Atunga, Special Elect Nyamira Count, I vote yes.
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Matunda Evans Juma, member of the County Assembly, Special Elect.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of Waipa Party and being the mover of the motion, I vote yes.
Thank you.
Honorable Matundora Zipora Kerubo, member of the County Assembly, Special Elect.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I, Zipora Kerubo, I vote no.
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Marwa Martha Kerubo, member of the County Assembly, Special Elect.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. On behalf of Omani National Congress, it's the Party of Peace and Development, I vote no.
Thank you. Next, sir.
Honorable Mokora Priscilla Nyatiti, member of the County Assembly, Special Elect.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have nothing to say except to say yes.
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Mosiere Lydia Nyaboke, Nyabuke, member of the County Assembly, special elect.
Mic is on. Proceed.
I, Lydia Musere, special elect, I vote no.
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Mokaka Dixon Machungo, member of the County Assembly, special elect.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of the Gen Z, on behalf of the Odia Party, I vote yes!
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Nyakundi Jendros Nafla, member of the County Assembly, special elect.
Here's the next mic. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I stand to vote no.
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Nyamanga Doris Magoma, member of the County Assembly, special elect.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Honorable Doris Nyamanga. On behalf of the people of Nyamira, Nyamira is greater than Doris Nyamanga. I vote yes.
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Obara Edna Moram, member of the County Assembly, special elect.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Edna Moran. Upper Party advised me to say no to this impeachment.
Thank you. Next.
Honorable Nyancha Beatrice Kerubo, member of the County Assembly, special elect.
I, Kerubo Onyanja, I vote no.
All the honorable members who are not yet done voting. Honorable Michelle.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and on behalf of myself, my fellow Gen Zs, my fellow youth, and the great Jubilee Party, I vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk, confirm the total. These are the results, honorable members. Removal of the governor, His Excellency Amos Kimoli Nyaribo, from office of county governor, Nyamira County, by way of impeachment. The vote tally. Total number of members in the chambers, 34. Those who voted supporting the impeachment, who voted yes, are 22 in number. And those who voted no, that is against the impeachment motion, are 12. The number of those who abstained is 0, and the total number of valid votes cast are 34 votes. And the total threshold needed to impeach His Excellency the Governor stands at 22.6, which is 23. So the Governor survives the impeachment. Thank you for the Next order. Thank you, members. The House stands adjourned until the Tuesday or 17th September 2024 at 2:30 p.m. Thank you.
Abel, Gloria, Jacob. Edina, tuosha. Wataongea yao. Nianza moyo anze. Acha nianze tu. Sawa. Malize ndio wakili. Sawa. Tuanze basi. Namaliza alafu wakili aongee. Alafu jali na abande. Ike usi. Sawa sawa. Abe linga yare. Madaya coach. Sawa. Aserieta ngoro kunga nyambega kisesa. Umo msee wodi arigoma lero ntwabate impeachment yo mo governor. This impeachment was being sponsored by enemies, people who don't want development. Umo governor nyaribo otabe impeachment yeye.
and abantu aba babwate this impeachment ngo tabari mutu batange nga governor tende ground aroseri abantu chipara ndoma ite chiplan bakora ki 27 babe bakanye chikura chike 2027 ege ntomo Nyamira tagete boniga ne chipara chirosigu chibasa
ndo mwemusio itipo ward ngagete information no governor anyorire ase njira escape impeachment ye na inje na gota yo mugavana na korera abantu banyamire gasi etwagete sabu tukarana ba MCA 23 bokamba gokorusi gochore na abantu 80,000 please yo mugavana information yane gocha no MCA itibo gocha sore e cabinet ye yemo karake sabu yo yo disoro obeka abantu abanya bakorera abanyamire gasi nande governor ntonya konya gokorera ne go sorry ebintu twagotebiriga aya tweteire na makongu make sure na koiranire ground otoke okorera abanyamire gasi aina arama sabane tu gochia so mugavana Amos Kimwomi Nyaribo asengenjo na mbeye mo kweru na no monoti mugirango tigatokonye kirogeke na yesoka chakara korera abanyamire gasi elindo lige ligo 2027 no cha rumbia mono okay kwa Kiswahili
acha tupate majority leader kaini majority usienda mheshimiwa majority leader
asante sana ni mheshimiwa Abel Mokaya Mose majority leader wa Nyamira na ninasema ni shukrani kwa Mungu kwa ushindi tumepata kwa hii kiti cha ugavana na hii mswada wa kumuondoa mungatua katika uskani. Leo tumeshinda hiyo vita mara ya pili. Na tunasema hivi, kuanzia sasa wale wote vinyangarika waachane na mchezo huu wa sena wa impeachment, tufanye kazi, tupatie gavana wetu muda wa kutosha ndio afanye kazi. Sisi kama viongozi wa Nyamira tunasema sasa tunataka amani, na ninahubiri siku ya pili leo tunataka amani, na amani hii tunayotaka ni kupatia pia gavana wetu afanye ndio achape kazi, kwa sababu alipatiana watu manifesto na kuna vitu ambao wameweka. Tuko na budget kila mtu, na ninasi viongozi wote wa Nyamira tuwe na amani sasa, tufanye kazi, tufanyiwe kazi, tupatie gavana mwelekeo na yale ambao tunataka kuyazungumuza. Sasa kuna fursa ya kukaa na gavana ndio tupate kujadiliana tuweze kuinua kaunti yetu ya Nyamira.
majority leader kuna consider kama tunapangaliwa
biamano yene leader majority wa Nyamira county Abel Mokaya Mose kote bambia mona abantu ba mitobonsi bali mwatu saberete ese yene ya kabere na nditu abuire biamona abashimiwa bali batininde tamona itwe erinde kotetea umugavano ito eri ya kabere ese yeye ne ya kabere bono kwa nandiganirire majority ese yiri ya gatatu nandite chicha onye umuntu usoki gukabere iri ya gatatu basagotema iye Nyamira iko imara na tutatu bakorega tubwatirana n'abashimiwa bono bankurangiria abashimiwa bonsi pi banyamira ba MCA bonsi tubwatirane bono tokorega siamo erinde tunyare gukina Nyamira yaito yerene na gutubwa intwe evyongozi tugotonye toye Nyamira yaito n'abantu tobakorere gasi ribaga banyare gokorerwa bono tukomanya no kwa beto opposition wa against governor intunto bwati yento kende usire birange ebinde gusenga gotiko chukia to unde bwesi inchubono tuisaranse une rido majority Nyamira na barangire byongozi mwesi tunyare wisaransa tukwanirane no mugavana na inde ngo bayirande inche muna rido majority iyo wa connect county executive na county assembly mbabu ataniamo ama no mugavana tunyare usuki Nyamira yaito biabona sawa
zungumza mheshimiwa zungumza eke busia alafu
English
ensa
asante abalali ba minto amalieta na Joel Ombongi MCA Bokera ward igonta gitente benga rero na inche na igure nga freedom ya cha senkoro yane ikiagere segie was baseless na inde twese goteberera amangana bunaya igonda atebe nginchire nto guskinyamira mutu etubwende kubwatana na barai onde bwensi obwate shida yae no mugabana toikaransense tukwane bunenchira tokonya abantu banyamira otherwise twese goteberete esegie
ese igie last time ya tubeta kongu tugaitana na assembly na inde to kuriye ribona gabana inchi baganyeta magendero no gwete na turigeti igonte idente ibari iskaria any political figure ero ikaranse so kona go ikaransari geringa na kigabana ko ba disrupted okore gasi yae etuta tomote inga bone round na inde gagotema kwameria abantu banyamira bamoite. I'm very emotional because I feel this was witch hunt na inde tiga abantu bare real facts to korenta bintu bitaiyo no chego toteito impeach umugabana no muntu ochore tuna abantu banyamira bakamuitaba bakamotea enda akorera abantu egasi nintu abanyene buna barayi tutari gwikaransa twake sabu ngo munyamira nga yabwente koba onye na issue ya magendero bakobunye umugabana mba gwikaransa rinde barasi impeachment ebwata mangana ya magendero inki bakobekere bitina biyoka bintu bitabwati magoro gabana tari yere conductor ya Nyamira igare enteraba ya Nyamira osomanye ne gari egari gego cause accident riyo manyene ari insurance firm at the end of the day te ko bana egari gego cause accident mwange ntomanyene asayo mange.
Zungumza kwa lugha ya Kiswahili, nimeona ukilia machozi hapa nje, hali imekuwaje na unahisi vipi kwamba hii shughuli haijaenda vile labda walikuwa?
Asante. Kwa majina naitwa Mheshimiwa Joel Ombongi. Leo hii tumekuwa na fursa ya kupiga kura ya kumsaidia gavana wetu ili abaki afisini. Nimeona kwamba vita vimekuwa vingi hapa Nyamira na imefanya maendeleo yanarudi nyuma. Ningependa kuomba viongozi wenzangu wale wote katika nyanja zote, wale wabunge wetu wa National Assembly, sisi kama MCS na gavana na seneta na mwakilishi wa wanawake, kwamba tukae chini tufanye ile plan ya kusaidia watu wa Nyamira. Hivi vita ambavyo tunafanya vitaturudisha nyuma kama watu wa Nyamira. Nilikuwa na hisia mbaya sana na nimetoa machozi kwa sababu pia yule ambaye amechaguliwa na wananchi wakapiga kura asubuhi, tutawezaje kumuondoa watu wachache ambao wana fikra mbaya juu ya gavana wetu? That is malicious and we want to say it is not in order to fail the people of Nyamira with malice. Thank you. Yes.
Asante sana watu wa Nyamira. Pia mimi nimekuwa na furaha sana kwa sababu tumeokoa gavana. Mkiona kura zikipigwa zilikuwa 22 out of 34 ambapo walitajika moja ndio wa meet threshold. Mimi nataka kuambia viongozi hivi, sisi ni hatua yetu kuchukua kuwa acha tusaidie gavana, si ati ni kununuliwa ama kufanya nini. Kwa sababu kama mimi natoka ward ya Itipo ambayo ni North Mugirango, watu wangu public participation waliniambia nisimbichi gavana Nyaribo. Asanteni sana.
Wakili.
Oh.
The members of the county assembly who participated in the day's proceedings. On behalf of the governor, my name is Julius Anyoka. I'm the head of the legal team of His Excellency Amos Nyaribo. Together I was being assisted by my colleague, Mr. Jacob Ngwele. Now, on behalf of the governor, first of all, he thanks and says congratulations to the members of the county assembly who have demonstrated and restored the constitution. He has really appealed to the members of the county assembly to exercise their rightful role under the constitution, and that is limited to oversight, legislation and representation, and not witch hunt. Looking at this particular motion that was brought before the assembly, that assembly has a color or overtones of vendetta and malice. It does not stand the constitutional threshold of removal of a governor from office. It's also appealing to the members of the assembly to respect the constitution, most particularly Article 1 of the constitution, which says that all sovereign power belongs to the people, and that this sovereign power shall be exercised only in accordance to that constitution. But the constitution goes ahead and gives the members of the assembly a delegated right by these same citizens to exercise that sovereign power. However, as they exercise that sovereign power, it must be in accordance with the Constitution. Impeachment is not one of the contemplated ways upon which they can oversight the governor. They have several ways to oversight the governor. They can veto bills, they can remove bills, they have to integrate the budget, they approve the budget, they approve all programs of the county assembly, including vetting of its staff who are employed by the county assembly. It's appealing to all members of the assembly to realize and express aspirations of the electorate. Pursuant to Article 38 of the Constitution, they must respect that particular phrase of the Constitution and not use an impeachment motion to settle scores or to try and punish the governor. The governor is ready and willing to serve the people of Nyamira. It's appealing to them to avoid these distractions. The distractions are an impediment to development. The past 2-3 weeks or months have been wasted debating, name-calling, intimidations, and this is not healthy for any development. He's appealing to them to join hands with him. He's ready to cooperate with them. He's always enforced all their programs. He's always sat and had discussions with them, and he wants that dialogue to continue and meaningful engagement so that Nyamira can be taken forward. So let my colleague also.
Okay. My name is Jacob. My name is Jacob Ngwele. I was appearing today with my senior Anyoka. Basically, as you said, this impeachment motion is just a witch hunt. It's one of the weakest impeachment motions in the history of this country. Because what you have in now is a rise in instances whereby you are bringing impeachment motions which are not supported by evidence. Anything which is done in the county, whether it's a driver who causes a road accident or anything, all these things are thrown on the governor. So basically, our point was, for an impeachment motion to succeed, there must be a nexus between the allegation you are bringing and the governor. But you cannot just bring an impeachment motion raising issues you have heard from the corridors, rumors, propagandas, and the rest. But we are happy that this motion was defeated, and we, as Mr. Analin Sida said, let the members of the county assembly work with the governor to achieve the objectives. Thank you very much.
Haya, mko tayari? Kiswahili yote. Kiabusi? Asa mwabe tayari. Samaria tangoro ku James Nyakangi Jemo, omurai wa wafanyabiashara be county ya Nyamira na ende coordinator ya UPA oseupa e county ya Nyamira. Ndobwato mogoko nga bunatu atebya aba MC aba nga bananchi dili barekori gichikura bananchi ba Nyamira. Tuko ndio baba tebeti ngaki toe chikura twende ko imbicho mugavana. Toe chikura twende gukora ebitina. Toe chikura twende gukora wichihandi na kurwanani. Eba ngaine tabana inchi ba Nyamira. Ngango enda bareko bakonya. Bakangaina abangina ngo bakonya bare chichiro ebyombe nebintu byabo. Bakangaina abasaya babaito ngo bachakera bare nonye youth group ibintu buna chikaoshi nebintu birakonya abasaya. Bakangaina abagaka n'abantu bose ba Nyamira. Tokaba achikura. Bakabane party bagachoro. Koruba chorwe gasiba kore Nyamira. Bone myaka ebere negase koro ku impeachment. Impeachment yeba akorire. Waro nonya baloya batebire ngaki no some bintu biri barigete. Mbi are kwendande nebintu byo bolimo. Inje ngora ateba ningonye nyalibo no mubi no muibi otanga negera agotoka. Tindo chibuna arabe mugabana iga. Nare ko basaba bono. Mwairorere lya kabere mwagure. Genda mutige ebintu ebi abana ba minto. Morengere libuya aba MC ba Nyamira. Mono inu baka yesi gabana ruo. Genda mwebori bari bako batoma nga morusi yo mugabana wake tuchikura 1082 n'abananchi ba Nyamira. Ayo gwake rose neri bwemu. Wachi ko serio mugako ndo utumire chibesi chae. Na ndo okore gasi ayo boronge na ende public participation ya oroke ng'abananchi ba Nyamira mbanje to mugabana obo. Bwaterana ichwamo mwaberane mukorera abananchi ba Nyamira amaendero.
Agora tunajikanyira maombi kwa asa marieta nangoro kwa Veronica Nyaboke omoya ka chio Nyamira agaiga gavana ni akere twechukura ne county engima take ino mu MCA take iri no morayo no MCA obo so kwa wanene ekero mo ikaranse kama okore akakokole bintu bikoro kuna impeachment mwagende mutiga abana ba minto umugaba na mama chinga kitingorora akore gasi na mane eso no bolimo abaya nanga na igo kamuranje na basaba abana ba minto bari aba MCA musike gabana pi akore gasi yale next tumanya ko morigere ninaki inki akora abeke mto bya yamesa iguru
mwaka unasema nini? Wacha
Aya tiga bano ro bonyo seito magwagwa no narua Johnston bwana nkwana ya neneye nitaongea katika ndimi ya Kiswahili munisikize katika usemi wangu bila ongea leo. Mimi nitafanya tu maombi peke yake leo. Mungu wetu ni asante, tumeona utukufu wako, mkono wako wa kuongoza. Mungu tusamehe. Ni asante katika siku ya leo, wabunge na mwenyekiti Amos, wao walikuwa wana jambo lisilo la kawaida. Mungu likata mikononi mwako na likata mbele yako. Umeamua, nasema tangu leo mwenyekiti na muongozi ni Amos. Ikisa kwa hivyo na washiriki wote wanaoshirikiana waketi pamoja watufanyie kazi. Sisi ndio tuliwachagua hawa, sisi ndio tunaona mambo yote. Tubariki kila mmoja kwa jina la mwana wa Kristo aliye mkombozi wetu. Amen.